Stop being a consumer. Here is one simple habit that can keep your bills in check. First and foremost, why do we want to keep our bills in check? To answer this question, we need to know what a bill is. Bill is an amount of money owed for goods supplied or services rendered. With this being said, when we have bills to buy, we are not truly free. We will have the responsibility to uphold. I believe as a human, we all have a purpose in life. Therefore, we cannot use this purpose just to pay our bills. Our purpose is to change our lives or to change other people's lives. With this being mentioned, how can we do that? There are many ways to do this. However, all of these strategies are categorized into this single truth. The truth is that we can't be a consumer. It's easier to spend less money than make more money monthly. We have to stay disciplined when consuming more clothes, food, time, house, and car. When I am talking about consuming, I am not talking about completely stop buying these goods. I'm talking about not getting attached from the high end of each category. Of course, we need each category to survive and enjoy our lives. However, we only need so much to actually be content and happy with life. Clothes in terms of first impressions, our clothes will be the first thing people see. There is a saying, dress to impress, for a reason. We need to understand that we need to dress for the right occasion. Dressing for the right occasion has nothing to do with the brand, but rather style and visuals. The truth is that they care less about branding than the quality of the clothing. Most of the time, the brand is just a small logo shown at the corner of the clothing. Sometimes the brand is hidden in plain sight. Knowing this, there is no point in branding. Knowing this fact, we can buy clothing that is cheaper with the same quality or a quality that is a little lower than the most high-end clothing brands. Besides avoiding buying from expensive clothing brands, we need to stop buying more and more clothes. In reality, a single piece of clothing will last a minimum of 5 years. With this information, we should only need enough clothing day by day. There are 7 days a week. Therefore, we should only have about 7 to 14 pieces of each shirt and pants. With these pieces of clothing, we can mix and match each shirt for each pant. This is called a capsule wardrobe. If we can successfully understand and perform this, we can be happier by not worrying too much about our limitless amount of clothing. The truth is that this is not about the cloth, but it is about the habit. This is about an addictive spending habit. Food is essential for our health and survival. However, it will only stop here and should not go any further. We do not need expensive ingredients. What we need is the right ingredients for healthy meals. The next step is that we need to know how to cook. I believe everyone should know how to cook. With the knowledge of cooking, we will realize that we can buy ingredients in bulk and store them for weeks. This will save us a lot of time and money. Now, what about eating out? There are 2 main reasons why we eat out. First, we do not know how to cook as well. Second, we do not have time to cook. Eating out is not a terrible idea. However, only if we can afford it. The truth is that there will be a set price at every restaurant we go to. With inflation coming into mind, the lowest price for a whole meal can be more than $15. After, let's multiply $15 by 3 for the 3 meals each day. If we have 30 days in a month, we will spend $1,350 on food. These and many other expenses will not be sustainable for the long term. What if it's sustainable and people can afford it? After we paid for the restaurant's product, that money is gone forever. This means that we cannot use this money to invest in our future. With this being said, we have to cook. If we do not have time, we will have to buy ingredients and make a quick and easy meal. These meals can be a protein shake, egg, sandwich, and even overnight oat. The truth is that ingredients will always increase in price because of inflation year after year. This is why we cannot stay the same income year by year. There is a high chance that your work organization does not give you a pay raise well enough. This is why we need to consume our time wisely. Everything I've mentioned before needs the resource of money. Everybody knows that to be able to make money, we need time. This is going to be our next resource. There are 3 main resources for wealth building. These are money, time, and relationships. The truth is that time is the most important resource out of the 3. The reason for this is that time can make or break both money and relationships. There is an interdependent connection between time, money, and relationships. However, time will always be the center of it. With this being mentioned, how can we take back control of our time? Almost everyone will start their career as a 9-5 employee. However, this is only the start. Let's assume that we start our career when we are 25 and our retirement age is 65. Do we want to spend 40 years of our lives working like that? This has come down to our aspirations, desire, and vision of the future. If you are not lying to yourself and are willing to work 40 years like that, I need you to not be burned out. I need you to have the consistency and the determination to keep going. The reason for this is that your mental health is at risk. You are doing the same thing every single day for 40 years. Because of this reason, we must find hobbies, passions, and relationships outside of our work to keep ourselves sane. The truth is that for us to be effective when working, we are doing the same task every single day. If we do not want to work like that for 40 years, we must invest. We must invest to buy back our time. These investments include stock, real estate, and business. What if we do not have enough money to invest? This is where the principle of dollar cost averaging comes into play. The two biggest expenses will be our house and car. What if I told you you could decrease or completely eliminate it? I will show in the next chapter. House and car are the most expensive to pay monthly. The next expense that comes to mind is food. For us to be wealthy, we need to stop spending all our income on our mortgage and car payments. This is easier said than done, however, it's not impossible. Let's start with car payments. The reason for this is that managing a car loan is easier than a mortgage. How is this the case? We can avoid high car payments. However, we cannot completely avoid a high mortgage and rent payment. First things first, people need to stop being influenced by advertisements. Every year, every brand of motor vehicle will influence us to buy the next best and newest car model. The truth is that a new car is completely unnecessary. The average lifetime of a car is about 20 to 30 years old. This is equivalent to 200,000 miles to 300,000 miles if the owner drove the car for 100,000 each year. With this coming to mind, the only reason for anyone to buy a brand new car is to look the part. They want to be part of the new best car to show off to their peers. I believe if a 10 to 20-year-old car has good maintenance, is reliable, and is low in mileage, it can last for a long time. These types of used cars should last around 3 to 5 more years before moving on to the next one. Within these 3 to 5 years, we should have a cheap price car with a fair interest rate and monthly payment. That is all about the car payment. So what about the house payment? In today's economy, the housing market has risen way too high, especially for the most expensive cities in the US. There are ways to stop this. First and foremost, we must save a percentage of our income each month for a down payment. Next, we could choose among the types of housing. These types of housing include multifamily or single-family housing. Last but not least, we must lend spare buildings or room to others. This is called house hacking. This strategy required risk, responsibility, and knowledge. Therefore, obtain all the information necessary. We do not want to be house poor after we successfully apply for a mortgage.